Thanks again, Reverend Backus. Good evening, everyone. My name is Philip Hampton from Chicago Public Schools, and we are just overwhelmed at your presence today. And we thank Reverend Backus, and we thank you for allowing us to come out here with you to hear your comment and hear your concerns about our school utilization issue. I'm not going to belabor the point. I think you know why we're here. I would simply ask that I hope that you have two things in your hand, and if you don't, we're going to make sure that we pass it around as much as possible so that you get it before you leave. Hopefully you have from Chicago Public Schools. It is a key facts about school utilization and CPS. That's one form. There's a second form that lists all the schools in the network, has all the schools in the network. And I hope that you have that too. If you do not, we'll make sure that you get it. CEO Dr. Barbara Bird Bennett demanded that we come out respectfully and meet with you and hear your concerns and hear your comments relative to this issue. There are several people in leadership here from Chicago Public Schools. I am the Chief of Family and Community Engagement. I want to recognize two folks that you know and respect for the work that they've done out here for many years. It is Annette Gurley. And her new title is Chief of Teaching and Learning for Chicago Public Schools. And one of my other bosses, Denise Little. Who is Chief Officer of the network. So Denise is she manages all the network chiefs. We also have to recognize Chandra James, who is the chief of the, Chandra, there she is, Austin North Lawndale Network. Wanda Washington is here in support, who is the Garfield Humboldt Park chief. And we're so glad that Teresa Placentia is here, who's the Westside High School chief, okay? I'm not going to take any more time just introducing CPS folks in leadership, but everyone else who's from CPS, please just raise your hand. We have other chiefs here, other leaders. We're here, James Deans as well, so we're just so thankful to see everybody here, okay? Also, all right, of course. So, Dwayne Truss and Val Leonard, who have been very supportive of what we're trying to do tonight, and I appreciate it. So Dwayne is going to talk about our ground rules of what we would like to do tonight. But before that, I want to acknowledge the elected officials who are in the room. We have the ladies first. I know who's here. The ladies first. Alderman Deborah Graham from the 29th Ward. Alderman Emma Mitz is here from 37th Ward. And the gentleman, Alderman Michael Chandler from the 24th Ward, who's here. So when we get to the public participation portion, sir? Oh, and State Rep Camille Lilly, where is she? Oh, okay, I'm so sorry, State Rep, didn't see you. My apologies. So when we get to the public comment portion, of which Dwayne will describe the rules, we want to allow our public officials, to be first to make their comments. Mr. Truss.
All right, somebody say West Side again. Okay, way to come out, West Side. Now, because it's an overwhelming large crowd, we worked diligent. Thank you again, Mr. Hampton, for what you did in terms of tonight. With the format change, it's going to be public participation first, 2 minutes strictly. Whatever you do in those 2 minutes, be passionate, do backward flip, make the walk to Reverend Backus here. You got 2 minutes to do it. You'll get a 1-minute warning, and then the red sign is coming up because everybody, y'all came out here to be heard, right? There you go. So, like I said, be passionate, be whatever, 2 minutes. Now, there's going to come to a time when it's going to be an option. Those that want to participate in the breakout sessions downstairs, you can do that. Those that want to continue with public comment, the recorder will still be here. Staff will still be here. Some people could, go downstairs. So you could effectively send some people, some representatives downstairs in the breakout. Some can stay here and keep articulating and doing the right thing from our schools, right? But we're going to do it in order, okay? Because I'm going to get Reverend Backus back. Like I said, Reverend Backus, what time service starts Sunday? 8:30 and 11. So doors always open, right? Okay, for those of you like me, 8:30 service, short. So thank you again, Reverend Backus, and thank you, Mr. Hampton. And please, we're gonna support them. Parents, we're gonna support the 2 minutes of respect, right? There we go. Thank you, Mr. Hampton.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dwayne. The comments that you make, we want you to know, each and every comment is recorded by Ms. Hall here, who has a laptop. These comments will be compiled for a report that goes directly to CEO Bird Bennett. So we want you to be aware of that. When we do take the break to encourage individuals to participate in the breakout sessions, Chief Chandra James will come back and describe the breakout sessions to you, and so you'll know what the opportunity is there. Finally, this gentleman here, Lionel, will be our timekeeper, so please keep a good look at him. Obviously, we have a young lady that we're so glad is here providing sign language. And then finally, we just want to thank Quentin so much, Quentin Mumphrey, for all that he's doing to get us through tonight, all right? Oh, the other thing he asked, if men are seated and you see women who are standing or the elderly, we encourage you, just like in church, we know. So please, men, let's show our boys what men do. We certainly appreciate that, right? We certainly appreciate that. Thanks, Quentin. Okay. Quentin will be leading the public comment portion. So.
Somebody walked up and asked for prayer. Okay. All right, we're going to just whisper a brief word of prayer. It's been a request for prayer before we get started, and I cannot deny that request. So if we can, just bow your heads with me for just a moment. Our Father and our God, how we thank you for this privilege of gathering to express and to express our opinions. Thank you for CPS and for all of those that are gathered here today. Lord, we do have a concern for the education of our children. Education is a right that should be afforded to each one of our children. We pray that tonight's session will be one that is productive and fruitful. And whatever the outcome, Lord, we place it in your hands and ask you to lead and guide as only you're able to do. We pray now that we can have peace, that there will be no confusion in this meeting, and that all that is done will be done decently and in order. Lord, we ask it now and we count it done in your Son's name. Amen.
All right, we're going to get going. We're going to get ready and start with our public participation, but we're going to first ask our elected officials to come and give us a welcome. And since we're in the 29th Ward, we're going to ask the Honorable Deborah Graham to come and give us a welcome to the 29th Ward. Give it up.
Well, good evening. I want to welcome you guys to the 29th Ward, where the Austin CAC is well at work here in the Austin community. We have been working together here for the last 2 years, and I'm so proud of the Austin CAC. All of the Austin CAC members, can you wave your hands a little bit, people who participate in the Austin CAC? Thank you so much for your participation. We have other elected officials that are headed here, Alderman Jason Irving and Vice President of Water Rec, Barbara McGowan. And thank you guys for picking this location. Pastor Backus did not tell you that you're in a historical location where Dr. Martin Luther King was welcomed here with open arms. So we're in a historical space on tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause. So you know what he was about, no violence. We're here about peace on tonight, and we just want to really get all of our voices and our concerns heard. I want to thank Ms. Gurley for all of the work that she's done to move all of our schools forward. We love you, Ms. Gurley. Where are you, Ms. Gurley? Look, I'm looking all over you. She has moved our area schools forward. We have made such progress, and we're extremely concerned about school closings here in Austin, because a lot of our schools have made a lot of progress. So we look forward to hearing what you guys have to say tonight in those breakout sessions. And Ms. James, thank you so much for the work that you're about to do. We thank you for being under the guidance of Ms. Gurley, so we expect great things from you. Again, welcome to the 29th Ward and all of my colleagues. Our legislators are breaking from Springfield. I don't see Rep. LaShawn Ford here as of yet, but I do know that he's on his way back, so we do expect him to join us at some point if traffic and things like that, if he gets back on tonight. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
All right. This time we're going to ask Alderman Mitch to come and greet the audience, followed by Alderman Chandler and Representative Lilly.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Let me just say one thing today. We couldn't gather for a more better cause than what we're here for. We're talking about education. And as I look around and know that a few days going to be Black History Month, and as I look back over my history and look at the schools and what have happened, I say it's time for a change. And the time is right now. Don't blame nothing on the children or the schools. Let's blame it on what have not been done already for our children. This is something that went far too long. Now is the time to straighten it out, and it don't take us to close a school to straighten it out. No schools. I look across the city and I know, you know what I see? I see that every school and every communities are different. So when you go in these breakout sessions, you ought to let them know what you need for your school, for your community. Address the concerns. Whatever it is that you've been complaining about, now's the time to speak out about it. Let your voices be heard. Show your pride. Show your children that you're standing for them now. Show Dr. Martin Luther King that you still have a vision. And we're going to carry that vision out as we continue to move forward. You all go get it.
Alderman Chandler, Representative Lilly.
Thank you. Good evening, church. Say good evening, church. Said it's great to be here today to see so many faces of the principals, the teachers, the parents, and the folks from North Lawndale, the 24th Ward that I represent. Give yourself a round of applause. Every meeting that I've been to, every time you came to me and had a meeting at the office, we always talked about not closing our schools. So as your representative, I'm here tonight to demand to the Board of Education that they do not close none of the schools in North Lawndale. Instead, we should be about finding the resources that we can get to bring into our community. So every one of our schools have computer labs. Every one of our schools have science labs. Every one of our schools have libraries and the resources that we need to be on a level playing field, to raise our kids up and to put our children first. So let's stick together tonight and let's stay focused on our children. Thank you.
Representative Camille Lilly.
Good evening. As mentioned, we just got out of session. I'm in my gear for driving, but I didn't want to miss this evening. Tonight is an opportunity for your voices to be heard, and I have come to listen. But I've also noticed that it's for us to work together. CPS is here to make sure that they are listening and being a part of your vision and your dreams for our future, which is who? Our children. I commend you for coming out. I thank our administrators and all the great staff that put this together. It takes all of us to get here tonight. I just pray that we continue the work after we hear the passion that I know many of us have for our children and their vision for their future, which is a sound education. And I would like you to know, I have many friends and family that are products of the Chicago public school system, and they can compete on a global level being educated in this great state of Illinois. I will continue to review all of the budget line items to make sure that the state is doing its part. But you, the parents, the friends, the family, the teachers, the key stakeholders, the organization, let's embrace our children. And tonight is the start. God bless you.
All right. So we're going to get ready and start calling our speakers who signed up. And I know there's some schools that are in full representation tonight, and there's a couple who got here very early, so we're going to start with them. We're going to first call the speakers from May Community Academy. If you all can line up to my left, we're going to have Denise Beckham, Kayla Strozier, Valerie Betts, Trayvon Granville, in that order, followed by Michelle Young and Isaiah McNulty. We're going to have them line up over here. Again, you all remember we have 2 minutes to speak. We have a lot of people here. We have a lot of speakers here. So please respect the speaker that's following you and stick to your time. Amen?
Good evening, my name is Valerie Betts. I represent May Academy as a grandparent of a student that attends May Academy, a teacher and an LSC member. May Community Academy should remain open because the staff is dedicated to providing an exemplary education for all students. My granddaughter, when she first got to May Academy, her DIBEL scores were in a high-risk area because she was exposed to so many different reading methods before she got there that it made her mind somewhat confused. But her third grade teacher, Miss Robinson, researched different approaches to bring her up to benchmark. By the end of third grade, she reached exceeds on the ISAT test in reading and math. She remains in the exceeds category in mathematics due to the diligence of the May staff in obtaining high score. She obtained the highest score on the NWEA test in mathematics. Every year, her reading remains a little bit of a struggle, but at every level, the teachers go above and beyond to make sure that she meets or exceeds in reading. And she's now in 2 special reading programs. May has provided numerous resources for my granddaughter's growth. This year alone, as a 6th grader, she participates in jazz band, drumline, Joffrey Middle School Dance Club, the YMCA after school program. Her music class is learning to play guitar, and she's in they attended the Ruth Page Center Theater Reading Buddy, and also were able to meet the author Christopher Paul Curtis. They also were a part of the NASA Space Center and received a Skype with the astronauts at the NASA Space Center. In a letter that you sent home to parents, you said that you were concerned about underutilized schools, which May is one, because of split-level classes, paucity of community partnerships, limited flexibility for principals, a lack of investment in basic needs such as libraries, playgrounds, art, and music. May has none of those. We do not have split-level classes. We have, instead of a paucity of community resources, a plethora of community resources, such as Old Town School of Music, Joffrey Ballet, the Lyric Opera, Roosevelt University, Little Kids Rock, Chicago Symphony. L. Wyman, thank you very much. May Academy should not be
If you have written comments with you, you can leave those for record. If you have written comments after you're done speaking, you may leave them on the table for record.
Hello, my name is Trayvon Granville. I am a current 8th grader at May Community Academy. I think May shouldn't be closed. I think May shouldn't be closed. This school has opened many opportunities for me and for my fellow classmates. My 9 years of attending May Community Academy have earned a full scholarship to Providence St. Mill High School. Through the Smart Club. May has helped me succeed during the past few years with all the mentoring groups and also the dedicated teachers. My teachers have helped me with extracurriculums that I didn't understand. May is also a second home for me and my sister that is a current 4th grader at the school. If this school closes down, my sister wouldn't have the wonderful experiences that I had here at May Community Academy. She wouldn't have the support or assistance that I had during my years here. Even though that May is on the closing list, I believe that this school is worth fighting for. A CPS school like May is supposed to have 900 students, but we only have 461 students. I think that's a good thing because it's a smaller class and more of a bigger environment for student learning. "200 years ago, African Americans couldn't go to school.
All right now. Come on here.
So why start putting African American schools closed? Why would you close African American schools now? If 200 years ago they couldn't go to school.
Boy,
That's
you
not
better
fair.
speak. Yes, you better. Why would you want to? Why not put the focus on how many students are exceeding and passing their expectations? I am Trayvon Granville, and I believe that my school should be open.
Michelle Young.
And I'm President of Action Now and Vice President of May Community Local School Council. As the City of Chicago Public Schools is warning of a $1 billion deficit, and the Governor Pat Quinn and the state might soon have to cut state school aid by $400 billion. Noble Network Charter Schools and others like it has collected over $390,000 in disciplinary fines from low-income families, largely people of color. 473 students has transferred because of discipline fines per research conducted by Voice. Voices of Youth in Chicago Education, and PURE, Parents United for Responsible Education. Noble Network is expected to receive $69.9 million, while Chicago Public Schools are expected to lose millions of dollars in funding. A petition put together by We the People states students who transfer because of school closing would initially lose up to 6 months in academic achievement. Many charter schools are expanding at a faster rate than can be sustained financially or academically. As a result, some charters have not been able to sustain the academic progress or the operating stability they experienced in the past. Likewise, the closure of public schools has caused a shockwave that extends beyond the classroom and our community. The social and economic costs outweigh any savings to be gained. These costs include disruption to student learning, increased violence, death, displacement of teachers, reduction in salary, and the cost of starting up new schools and disposing of public assets which could and should be spent in our classroom. We will continue to fight against unjust school closures. Public schools should be public. Public schools should be public.
We want and demand. We want and demand, these are our children, we are taxpayers, a substantial school transformation and a moratorium on school closing in need of charter/turnaround. Quit turning my kids and our community around. Last but not least, more direct federal funding supporting our schools and fewer cuts.
Isaiah McNulty, followed by Janice Coates.
Hello, my name is Isaiah McNulty. I am a current 8th grade student at Make Community Academy. I've been at Make Community Academy for 9 years, and I will fight for it to stay open. My teachers have given me opportunities to get my grades up when they were down, and that's how I became part of the Smart Club at my school, which I have also got a scholarship to Providence St. Mary. My teachers have encouraged me to do better in school every day, especially my teacher, Mr. Wilson. He encouraged me to do better because he don't want me hanging out with the wrong people. I don't want the people that made the children to not get the same experience, the great experience that I had at May. This is my last year at May, and I would love to fight for my school to stay open. I am here asking and fighting for you, fighting for my school to keep my school from closing. And I am Isaiah McNulty. Thank you for your consideration.
Janice Coates.
Good afternoon. I stand before you as a product of Chicago Public Schools, as a taxpaying city, a taxpaying community member, a LSC member, as well as a first grade teacher at May. My talking point is to let you know that we have teachers that are really going to bat and going above and beyond to try to service our students and give them all the education and resources outside of our community for them. So we have things going on such as the Nike grant for $25,000. We have the CPS iPad grant, $50,000. We have 26 iPads, 3 Mac notebooks, 3 sync carts. We have teachers that receive the Oppenheimer's Foundation Award, the International House of Blues Foundation, Target Foundation, 5,800 in instruments, drum kits, guitars, awards, field trips, 700 in reading field trips and science, and the list just goes on and on and on. But our main purpose is to continue to increase our education level at our school, and we have made consistent growth the last couple years, and we are going to not close and continue our growth.
Again, if you all have comments that you would like to leave for the record, you all can bring them to the table here after you're done speaking. At this time, Alderman Jason Irvin is here. I'm going to ask him to come up and share remarks. As Alderman Irvin is coming, we do have a registration table set up, so if you did not get a chance to register and sign up, you can go to this table on my right to do that. And Representative Ford will come and share remarks after Alderman Irvin.
Thank you for joining us this evening. The bottom line is here. It's not about closing, it's about resources. Our schools and our community have had challenges with resources, and it's incumbent upon all of us to fight for resources for our schools. So when we finish this conversation and when the CPS and keeping the pressure on folks, the bottom line is that we need resources for our schools. The same stuff going on the north side and other communities, we need the same thing in our community. From the arts to the music to the special programs, we want the same thing in our community that other folks have in their community. The tax bill I just got Chicago Public Schools on it just like everybody else in this city, and we want to make sure that we get what's for us in this community. We've been working hard, fighting this fight, and as long as we continue to stick together, stay together on message, we can accomplish this, because we want the same thing. When I go to Peyton, I want to see that over at Marshall. When we go to Disney, we want to see that at Marconi. When we go to other schools, we want to see the same thing in other communities that we see in our community. So we want to have the same and better. So as long as we stick together and fight, there's nothing that we can't accomplish. So I'm glad to see all of us here. Glad to see all of us here so that we can continue to fight for the resources for our community. Thank you.
And I think we have the president of the Water Reclamation. She's going to speak first. She's the president. Give it up for President Barbara McGowan.
Thank you. LaShawn is my representative. I live around the corner from May School. Been there for 47 years. So I've seen the schools go through changes. The school services the children in that community. Now those kids ain't always been the good, they ain't always been bad either, but they're all kids, okay? And together, like the alderman said, we can fight together to keep the schools open in our community so that they can service the children that live there. And what we need to do as parents, and I am a parent, I don't have a child in school over there, but like I said, they're all mine. Because I stop them when I see them out there walking the streets, they should be in school. I want y'all to know that. And I ask them, why ain't they in school? Of course, they tell me something about ain't no school today, you know, and all that other stuff, but that's all right. But I wanted to come out tonight because I got a call from my alderman to make sure I would be here. And I wanted to come out to let you know that I support the efforts in keeping our schools open for our children that live in the community. Thank you.
So I just want to congratulate you. I'm
sorry. I'm going to give the mic back to my state representative, LaShawn Ford.
So no matter what anybody say, as you see the West Side elected officials work together, there's a struggle out there to keep us as if we don't work together, but believe me, we work together on the West Side. And I got to say, I want to thank, of course, my colleagues. We worked together because they were texting me saying, where are you? And I really want to thank them for that. But most of all, the first person that texted me was a student that I taught, Kendra Tatum. She's right over there. Kendra, thank you for texting me. She said, Mr. Ford, where are you? You should be here. So I just want to say that the argument and the complaints about the violence in the city of Chicago stems right here with education. We could talk about locking them up. We could talk about more police. But when we talk about educating our future, that's where the problem ends. The only time you see violence is in communities where they're turning around schools, where they're closing schools, where they want to put more charter schools in. You don't see the problem in areas where school situations are stable. So we want more police, but we want to be educated according to Article 10 of the Constitution of the state of Illinois. Every child has a right to be educated to his or her fullest potential. And we're not getting that in the Austin community, in Lawndale, in Garfield, in Inglewood. It's only right. And I'm telling you, we in Springfield have a hard time, and we need people just like this every day standing up saying enough is enough. If you believe enough is enough, say enough is enough. We want our kids educated. It is not about us coming out every day preaching and having rallies. It's about giving us what's right. And what's right is to have a class action lawsuit if it's necessary to say that you are not educating our kids. And there's not much to say. It's just so much to do because it's impossible. And the last thing I have to say is if you take two kids and they're born at the same time, and one child is a child that has, and another child is a child that has not, who's going to most likely make it? And so it doesn't take a lot to educate our kids. All it takes is a political will to do what's right. And I'm with you, and I know every elected official on the West Side, believe it or not, we're all with you because we all live in the area. God bless you. Let's stay together.
Thank you to our elected officials. Pastor Backus. Pastor Backus has.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to make this announcement. We are actually violating fire code. There's too many of us in here, and I know everyone wants to hear it. Now, we have two choices. We have an overflow set up downstairs. You can hear everything that's going on the lower level. The sound system will broadcast everything that's going on up here downstairs. If you choose not to go and we stay here, we may have to shut this down. If the fire department comes, we'll have to shut it down. So I'm asking those that can, if you're not speaking, please go to the lower level so that we can ease some of the overcrowding that's going on up here. If not, we stand the chance of the fire department coming and having to shut us down. All right, so it's very easy to get downstairs. You can hear all of the speakers.
Thank you, Pastor Backus. So those of y'all who are not speaking, we would encourage y'all to take advantage of the overflow space downstairs. Again, you can hear everything that is going on up here, everything that's being said from down there. We have two more speakers from May School, Ms. Hunt and Mr. Wilson. I want to ask them to come at this time.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm proud to be on the LSC board at May School. And I have 5 children that's been in May School since 2005. So I was a newcomer to the neighborhood since I have one that graduated. And since I've been at May School, I have seen May School evolve and go to higher levels and higher standards. And they have many programs that help our children, the YMCA, Teen Reach, and we have a wonderful principal, Principal Roger Lewis. Let's give him a hand clap. Amen. But I'm just glad to be here. I have my 2 children here. And you know, we just going, we all are here to accomplish a purpose, and we want our children to be where they're supposed to be in this society, despite what neighborhood and community they're from.
Mr. Wilson.
Good evening, everybody. I just want to start off my 2 minutes with a quote. So make sure everybody's understanding the facts here. This comes from a WBEZ report, December 2012. Chicago school officials and the head of an independent commission on school utilization have said enrollment problems are caused by a loss of 145,000 kids in the city between 2000 and 2010. That's a drop of 18%. But this is not the case. Overall enrollment in CPS schools has only declined by 6% in the last 14 years, a loss of only 28,289 students. In that time, CPS opened more than 120 schools, most of them charters. So what are we saying about the public schools in this city? What sort of facts are we presenting to the public, and what's the true rhetoric? I also want to say that anybody on the Utilization Commission, which is comprised out of mostly commercial club members, Exxon, New Schools for Chicago, Ronner, and with 88% of the students in these closings being black, I want to ask the commission to push the memorandum back to start right now, and please don't close any schools. I'm speaking on behalf of every CPS school that's willing to be closed here. I'd also like CPS to begin to look at all fiscal spending, including the management fees that CPS pays to charter schools, the district level spending at central office, and the high CEO salaries that my tax dollars have to pay. Please examine that while you examine our schools. Thank you.
Okay, you know what? You guys put us, at least you put me in a very bad, well, I was going to say bad, but a tricky situation here. We want everybody to be heard. Remember, the meeting was scheduled from 7 to 9. We had to move because of the overflow crowd, right? And Reverend Back has also announced the issue about the safety issue. This is on me. This is a suggestion I made to them about 3 speakers per school. I apologize because, May had X number. We want to take a survey of, is that okay with everyone? Because that way we want to make sure everyone is heard. And remember, the public portion is going to even continue even through the breakout session. So again, we should have made that recommendation early because they've been great about taking our recommendations. So Mr. Mumphrey's going to call 3 per school, so that way we can get, we family. Everybody want to get heard, and I want to hear my family, okay? So thank you very much.
All right, so we're going to try and call school by school first. The next school we have is Ella Flagg Young. Ella Flagg Young, y'all in the house? I don't know, so if you all want to designate who you all want to have come up, but will the group from Ella Flagg Young come? The 3 speakers from Ella Flagg Young. If your school has not signed up, please go to the registration table over here. I know we have Mason, we have Herzl, we have Chalmers, Brunson, everybody's in the house. If you have not signed up, please sign up over here and let the registration table know who your 3 speakers will be for your school.
Good evening. My name is Earlene Green. I'm a local school chair at Ella Flagg Young. Could Ella Flagg Young please stand? I would just like you to know that Young School opened in 1921. Our addition to the school came in 1998. That's when we had an overcrowd in the Austin area of 3,000 students bussed out of that area because of overcrowding. Now, we went to the board, only 3 parents, because we had 2 busloads of parents to go, and they changed the meeting to that evening. So it don't take everybody. It's just take a will. The 3 of us went to that meeting and expressed and gave them the data of what's going on. Paul Vallis came to the school the next week, see what was going on, and I'm sure he checked all other schools in that area. A month later, the architects came out. A year later, we had a new school. And there was all new schools in addition to the school in the Austin area. We don't want this to happen again, where we have overcrowding because you're putting schools together and kids are studying being born to come into these schools. This is a community school. At Young, we're open 6 days a week to service our students and the community. We're not just about the students, we're about the whole community because this is a family, it's a residential area. We're constantly improving, we're not on probation, and school improvement every year. We have alumni that come back to the school. 1962 alumni came back just this year, last year. We're 75 to 80% parent participation. Okay, parent participation. Parent participation, all right? Because when students see what their parents do, they follow suit. We have art classes. Scott.
Good evening, I'm a parent at Ella Flagg Young. First of all, I'm a CPS graduate from Michelle Clark Middle. Miss Gurley was my principal. But I am a parent at Ella Flagg Young for over, I think, almost 15 years. And I'm a young parent myself, I'm 33. I'm a parent volunteer. I'm on the PAC at Ella Flagg Young. We don't need our school to close. This has become a ministry for me, Ella Flagg Young. We're working with these children. We have so many after-school programs going, Double Dutch, stepping, basketball, all ages. It's just so much to keep them off the streets for number one. We need that. We don't need our schools closed. This is a safe haven for our babies. We need it. We need it. And we're improving as far as our test scores and counting. As parents, we're going to work with these teachers to make sure our kids get what we need. As far as test scores, whatever it may be. We're reading to our kids every night. If it's parents that need help, we're going to help each other because we're a community. And that's all I got to say. To God be the glory. And just please don't close our schools.
I'm the third parent. Okay? Now I can finish my list. Okay? We have drum lines. We got all kinds of sports at our school. We have Girl Scouts, PTA, Market Day. We got Market Day papers. Anybody want to do Market Day? Order from our school. The money we use go to our 8th graders scholarship. We give them scholarships and they have to sponsor their trips. We have mentoring for boys. Men read. Once a month, every Monday, men read. All boys, we don't care what age you are, from kindergarten to grandparents. I had 8 sons to go through Young School, 2 granddaughters to go through Young School. Now their kids are going to Young School. So this is a community thing. This is a family thing. And we need to keep this family together. We have a Head Start. We got at least 30 to 40 kids on the waiting list for Head Start. So you can't tell me that our school is underutilized, because we got people waiting, children waiting to get into Young School. We have Gear Up. We community partnership with Northwestern. We have community partnership with Chicago Cares. We have Saturday Volunteers, University of Chicago, Chicago State University, literary classes, children's literary classes. We got everything in Young School. You name it, we got it. So I'm letting you know, we're not closing. We're just letting you know what we're doing. We're not closing. We just come to let you know what we're doing at Young School. Well, I got 53 more seconds. Okay. 2 more seconds. All right. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, this time we're going to ask Chalmers School to come. Chalmers, they have their representatives. The representatives from Chalmers will come, and they'll be followed by the representatives from Armstrong.
Hello, my name is Mary Smith. I am a grandparent and I am the chairperson of No Child Left Behind from Chalmers School. You want to talk about utilization in our school? We have plenty. We have a full day kindergarten, not a half a day, but a full day. We also have a music class and an art class. We have 3 computer labs. We also have, in our school, we have 96% of our students attendance rate, and Chicago Public Schools is 94%. Our teachers' attendance rate is over 97%, and the Chicago Public School is 95%. Why should Chalmers not close? Because we are a great school, and we have a shelter right across the street from us, and kids are coming into our school every day. So there's no reason matter of fact, our school is not going to be closed. It's not going to be closed. It's not your school, nobody's school. I refuse to send my child across town to an area he knows nothing about, and instead of his life being hurt. It will not change. So I thank you. We actually use Chicago Public School Board to come and take a walk into our school and see what is really going on. Until you come into these schools and walk and see what's going on, you need to first come and see first. I'm just asking you. Thank you.
My name is David Wolf. I'm representing Thomas Chalmers School. I'm an LSC member. I want to cite some more facts to the members of Chicago Public School. The 50% space utilization rate was appealed by our principal, Dr. Nolan, who's back there. He appealed it to James Dispenser in the CPS Office of Demographics and Planning. The original assessment did not take into account the following, besides what the lady in front of me just quoted. The second floor north wing of our building is occupied by Nancy B. Jefferson Alternative High School. From 2011 to 2012, we had a 45% increase in student enrollment, going from 260 to 390. The paper that you have handed out is incorrect. Our enrollment is bigger than what you have. In the spring of 2011, I said, our children realized a 15% increase in the number of students meeting or exceeding the ISAT reading standards, which represented the highest gain in then what was then Area 9. In 2012, our children realized a 32.2% increase in the number of students meeting or exceeding the ISAT science standards, which represents the highest achievement gain in science in the Austin North Lawndale network. And lastly, according to Ms. Renfro, a leasing agent at the Chicago Housing Authority, Park Douglas Development, which is right on the next block from our school, CHA has plans to further expand upon the 130 new units currently online. Okay, so we're going to see an influx of new students, new parents, and we need to stay open. And this is Chalmers right behind us here. I want to give a shout out to the parents, because without the parents, none of this will be achievable. Thank you.
With all that being said, it's like I did kind of have a speech prepared, but from what my peers just said, Chalmers pretty much represent itself. I just wanted to say that I'm an alumni of Chalmers. I graduated in the year '87, so I know that Chalmers is a great school to have and a great source to have, because I even brought my children back. I have 3 children that's enrolled in Chalmers School. So Chalmers is study producing. They're study putting out. Every score that the board put out there, Chalmers meet it or either we exceed it. So I know that we should stand on that corner. Also, not to mention, like he said earlier, there's new community members coming in. There's new people coming into the community, which Chalmers already within itself is already at a 45%, I believe, enrollment increase in the enrollment. So with that being said, with the community that's being study created around us, I'm quite sure that those people would want to invest in Chalmers. Not to mention of all the money that the taxpayers' money that the principal has pumped into rebuilding this school, so that it can be equipped for the newcomers that's coming on into Chalmers. So I'm standing here today as a witness to say that you do need to keep these schools open. CPS does need us around, because even though you may look at the numbers, you have to look at the heart of the people. We need these schools to stay open. I speak for Chalmers, I speak for Mason, I speak for Hughes, I speak for every CPS school that's in here representing tonight. And as you can see and look around you by numbers, and these just not even the numbers, we got people down in the basement. We got people who riding around the block like I was a couple of minutes ago trying to find a park to get in here. So let the people speak and let the numbers walk.
All right. At this time, we'll have the representatives from Armstrong, representatives from Lewis Armstrong, and they will be followed by the speakers from Pope. Armstrong, followed by Pope.
Good evening, good evening. My name is Nicole Shear, and I am a teacher at Armstrong School. And I just want to spend a second to tell you about the jewel on the west side, that is Armstrong School. The one of the greatest things about Armstrong School is our size. People discount the size of a school, but we are a small school and we are proud of it. And because of that, we are able to build those relationships with our students. Every kid in our school knows every teacher, and every teacher knows every kid. So not only does that work to build our social skills and interpersonal relationship, But because of those relationships, our kids want to achieve well, and they do achieve well because we work together, because we are a family. Everyone knows and cares and loves about one another. We have worked so hard. We have moved from a level 3 to a level 2 status, and we're not happy with that. We are continuing to set our goal and to get that level 1 status. And since 2010, we have experienced an 18.1% increase in our overall composite score. Our composite score right now is 63.9% of our kids meeting or exceeding on that ISAT. Our reading is a 16.9% increase. Our math is a 20.7, and our science is a 16.5. We are changing lives. We are a community school, and not only do we work together with our students, but we work together with our parents and our adults in the Austin community. We offer GED program for our adults to come and work together, because we know when our parents are equipped, our students are equipped as well. So we work together. We offer fitness, because not only do we know when our kids are eating nutritious foods and having fitness, that their bodies are healthy, their minds are willing, they're open to work. So again, I want to thank you for your time. And Armstrong is a very vital part of the Austin community. We work every day to meet our kids' needs. Thank you very much for your time.
I am a concerned parent for our community schools, Armstrong included. It's a school that both of my children have gone to. I had choices to take them someplace else, but did I choose to take them someplace else? No. Where did I take them? I took them to Armstrong Community School. I took them to the community school. I did not take them to a charter school. I took them here, where they have grown and where they have learned to love the people and the kids that they have grown up with. I still have a child, 10 years old, in the Austin community, in her school. She loves her school. She takes guitar. She's been a cheerleader. She was our school's first cheerleader. She has enjoyed every experience that there is for our school to enjoy. There is nothing else that can compare to what she has learned and what she has accomplished by being in this school. Remodeling has nothing to do with what's inside the school. Everything that is on the outside of the school is nothing compared with the inside of the school. We have families. We have teachers that care about our children. We have teachers who care about the safety, the education, the nurturing of our children. There is nothing to do with the outside. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. To go back to old school, what the United Negro College Fund, what did they say? A mind is what? A terrible thing to waste. To take our children out of our community schools, to ship them someplace else where they know no one over there, what is that going to do? A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Because they're not going to want to go to that school. They're going to want to stay in their community. Thank you. My time is up.
All right, this time, thank you, Armstrong. We're going to call Pope, followed by McNair and Mason. Pope, which will be followed by McNair and Mason.
My name is Brian Hester. I'm a teacher at Nathaniel Pope School. Real quickly, I'm going to start off by going over our data. In 2009, our reading score was a 46% and math was 56%. In 2012, we brought our reading up to a 65.9% and our math scores up to a 72.1%. At Pope School, our underachieving students receive intervention service from auxiliary staff members. Our school is fully departmentalized from grades 2 through 8. We also have a mentoring program where staff members monitor the social and academic progress of our students. Students had an opportunity to receive services from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., including on Saturdays. We have a partnership with America Scores, which have helped us provide after-school and Saturday academic enrichment programs to the students over the years, with the recent acquisition of $1.5 million grant for the next 5 years. These programs have been instrumental in our academic growth and success. Our students and parents receive much-needed counseling services from volunteers through our partnership with JPA. A brand new football, soccer, and track field has just been built across the street from our school. We follow our students beyond graduation. In one instance, we learned that a former student dropped out their junior year. We assisted in getting this student counseling services, which resulted in their return to school. We are part of CAC, which is a community organization, which demonstrates that Pope is involved in the community at large. Pope is a strong structure in our community and deserves to remain open to continue to provide the services previously mentioned. Thank you.